Emotional intelligence is one of those buzzwords that flies around psychology. Today at Live on Purpose TV, how to build that emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence gets defined in a lot of different ways by different people. When I think of that term, I go back to a concept that I share a lot in my trainings, and that is metacognition. Now, metacognition is a made-up word. It kind of makes us feel smart in psychology to make up all these words, right? If you break it down, cognition simply means thinking. If we put that right here at this level, metacognition is a higher level. It's thinking about thinking. This is really cool because thinking about our thinking creates a little space, and in that space is where choice exists. I'm going to use metacognition as a foundation for what we're talking about today on emotional intelligence, because we will tune into the processes in our own mind that are causing our emotions and our feelings. So learn the power of the pause. And I just paused right after that, right? We do this in the speaking industry, talking about the power of the pause. So instead of prattling on all the time, you pause and give a little bit of space. In emotional intelligence, we're talking about a pause in your own mind and in your own thinking. Here's what usually happens. You experience a feeling. That feeling causes you to feel motivated to do certain things. If you're feeling angry, for example, you might feel like you want to yell or hit something. If you're feeling sad, you might feel like you want to cry or withdraw. Whatever the feeling is, it's motivating you. So the pause, the power of the pause in emotional intelligence is simply a way of stopping yourself. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling and simply observe it. What if you could just observe your feeling? Just notice it. Allow yourself to feel it. Notice it. Feel it. Now, what's going to happen is feelings are going to change. My friend Bob Kittel is a big stage speaker, and he shared with me an experience that he had in learning about this pause. He was talking about a tennis match with his daughter, and apparently they're both pretty competitive. And she was starting to get the upper hand on him a little bit, and he started to feel these feelings arise. And Bob describes that he intentionally pushed the pause button. He's like, well, I'm just going to feel this. I'm just going to observe it. I'm going to allow myself to experience this emotion. And so without reacting to it, without jumping too far in some direction related to it, he simply observed it. What happened next was really cool. It changed. And feelings do this. Have you noticed? Feelings change. This is part of emotional intelligence, just realizing it's a dynamic, it's a flow. The feeling changed. Well, he went on with his game. A little later, he started to get the upper hand on her. Caused a different feeling. He paused. Wait. I'm going to do this with all feelings, not just the ones that are unpleasant. He observed it. He let himself feel it. Sure enough, it changed. And this is what feelings do. So you pause, observe, learn to watch and observe and experience your feelings in almost a detached way where you don't get carried away by it, you don't get run off to the battle with it, you simply observe it. It's a powerful strategy. I have to always think about the vocabulary as well. When it comes to emotional intelligence, what kind of words do we have to describe the feelings that we're experiencing or observing? Increasing your vocabulary around feelings makes you a more emotionally intelligent person. Most of the population has the basics: mad, sad, angry, happy, right? We can all nail those. What about some of the more subtle feelings? Frustration, for example. Most people know that word, but don't recognize that a lot of times mad or angry is a secondary feeling to frustration or disappointment or loss. These are other feelings that we don't always pull up the vocabulary for. So we go to that secondary feeling of anger or mad. Having the vocabulary helps us to get a bigger handle on our feelings and makes us a more emotionally intelligent person. Now, a final word about emotional intelligence. When we go to that higher level of metacognition, thinking about thinking, it puts us in a position of choice. And until we see it as a choice, it's not. Emotions feel so automatic. Sometimes we don't see the intervening steps where our belief actually drives our emotions. Knowing this and thinking about it puts us back into a position of choice. Now notice, as you go to that metacognitive level, that you're taking a position. Here's an example of what I mean. Things are not the way they should be. That's a position that we all take occasionally. But do we know, really, for sure, that we're not where we should be? That things are not the way they should be? Do you have some cosmic connection to the grand scheme of all things that tells you, yeah, this is not the way that it should be? No, you don't. So you have taken a position that you cannot prove or even back up reliably. Well, what about the opposite? Do you know for sure that things are exactly as they should be? No. You don't have any more connection to that side of things than you did to the other side of things. You don't know. What I want you to see is that you're taking a position on this. I don't even care what your position is really, except that I care about you and I want you to be joyful. So there's an effect there. But really, it's not up to me to tell you how to think. I don't have that kind of authority. I just want you to see that you are. And as you think about your thinking, notice that you're taking a position about that. And notice that as you notice it, it becomes a choice. Do you have to take the position that things are not the way that they should be? Well, no, you don't. You don't know either way. So pick a position that serves you well. This, I think, is one of the most powerful skills of emotional intelligence. Pick a position that serves you well. I hope you're really enjoying your experience here at Live on Purpose TV. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that button right down there to do it. And make sure you check out the playlists here on our channel. We've got one about personal development. Check it out.